Welcome, my friend. Are you worried about English literature? Are you worried who will teach you this? Are you worried what is to learn in here? Are you worried how will you pass your exams? Maybe your graduation, masters, or UGC NET? Don't worry. I have the answer to all your questions. This is the place. Only English, the very own YouTube channel that you searched for years. Here you will not only able to know about things, but you will actually learn them while listening to this video. And that's a promise. Just listen to it minutely. I will suggest if you wear your headphones while listening to it, it will be better for you. So let's begin. As the title suggests, today we are going to know about the very beautiful poem that Wordsworth wrote, The Tables Turned. If you are not aware of Wordsworth or his achievements, then I shall give a brief explanation of who Wordsworth is and will let you know about him now. So, my dear, William Wordsworth was born on 7th of April 1770 and he died on 23rd of April 1850. I think you will never forget again when William Wordsworth was born and when he died. Both were in the month of April. 7th of April he was born and 23rd of April he died, but the years were different. 7th of April 1770, 1770, 1770. 7th of April 1770 he was born and he died on 23rd of April 1850. 1850. This was also the year when his famous The Prelude was published by his wife after his death. Okay, so why is Wordsworth so important? Wordsworth is important because Wordsworth, together with Coleridge, initiated the Romantic movement in British English literature. Okay, so when did all this happen? Wordsworth, with Coleridge, published lyrical ballads on 1798. On 1798. Remember, just if you turn these numbers, like this is 1798, lyrical ballads were published by Wordsworth and Coleridge. And if you just turn the two numbers from the last, 1789 if you make, it's the time of French Revolution. So you're learning both the things together. 1798, William Wordsworth and Coleridge published lyrical ballads, and with the publication, the new era, the new movement started, that is the Romantic movement. William Wordsworth was a poet laureate. I hope you know about the poet laureate in Britain. The first poet laureate was Dryden. Right, the first poet laureate was Dryden. It was in 1660. And William Wordsworth was also a poet laureate, that is during 1843. So as you know that he died on 23rd of April 1850, then as he was a poet laureate in 1843, you can understand how aged he was. Even he denied to take the poet laureateship because of his age, but with the pressure or with the suggestion of the higher authorities, he agreed to take the poet laureate position. But he was the only poet who didn't publish anything serious or anything great after he became a poet laureate. So, officially becoming a poet laureate and publishing something, it was not done by him. So, now let's go into a little bit of details, but we will not like go into complete details of it. The lyrical ballads. So, you must know this comes in your questions also. Like, what was the first poem lyrical ballad started with? The first poem lyrical ballad started with is The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, the other partner who took of Wordsworth, who together published lyrical ballads. And lyrical ballads ended with the Tintern Abbey, written by William Wordsworth. Now, this edition of Tintern Abbey in lyrical ballads has a whole new story to it. I will just tell a bit out here because we will discuss Devil's Turn. Like, it was added in the 11th hour of the publication, okay? So, when I will teach the Tintern Abbey, I will discuss it. Now, rather than wasting much more time in giving all the details of it, because William Wordsworth, it's itself a huge thing, today we will talk about Devil's Turn. I want to make my videos short and crisp so that you don't waste much of your time and you understand a lot of good things within a short period of time. So let's begin. Okay, the tables turned. First, let us know some good facts, right facts about the poem, and then we will go deep into it. Nature is the best teacher that teaches more about human good and evil. So here Wordsworth is trying to say that nature is the best teacher who teaches about the good of human and also the bad of or the evil of human. Next, what he tries to say in the poem is, books are barren leaves that provide empty knowledge. Now, all of you, the students, those who are knowing all these things, they will be like, what? Books are barren leaves that provide empty knowledge? No, it's not exactly what you are thinking right now. As we dig deep into it, we will understand what he exactly tried to say. Beautiful songs of birds like linnet and throstle are described. Linnet and throstle are two different kind of birds whom William Wordsworth talked about in this poem. Comparison of city life. City life is like considered corrupt and evil or bad. So, comparison of city life with rural or natural life. The resemblance, purity. So, rural and natural life resembles purity, and that is compared with a city life that is considered as corrupt. Okay. Also, the analyzation of the effect of these lifestyles on the soul. So, as these two different things are described, like the city life as corrupt and the rural life as pure, so the effect of these lifestyles, so both the people living in the city and the rural life, they have different lifestyles, so the lifestyle has different effect on the soul. This is also discussed out here. The poem does not deny the knowledge that books provide. So here I am going to tell you about that the thing that I read in the first that books are barren leaves that provide empty knowledge. So now you will understand what he exactly meant with it. Okay. The poem does not deny the knowledge that books provide completely, but what it tries to say is that too much reading is harmful. Like if you are like only reading and mugging up and getting knowledges and all, so it's very boring to hear even, and it's not a good habit of doing. Okay, so what he tries to say that knowledge that the books provide are not bad, but too much of it or excessive of it is bad. One who is erudite. One who is erudite. Here I have picked a line just to make you understand or give you knowledge about some good words that you can use in your write ups. Okay. One who is erudite but has no experience of practical life is as good as imbecile. So now we will be like, what is erudite and what is imbecile? Erudite means having or showing great knowledge or learning. So what is said? One who is erudite means one who is showing great knowledge but has no experience of practical life is as good as an imbecile. So what is an imbecile? Imbecile is a stupid person. Now, with its laws, nature teaches us about how things work out. So how does nature teach us how things work out? With its laws. Like if you live your life practically and you don't have much knowledge about it. For example, I will give you consider an engineer who is like well educated and studied everything, electrical engineer, okay, well educated and studied everything and all, have degrees and all, and consider the person who comes and fix the wares at your home whenever it is like disturbing or a problem. See, suppose your fan is not working, your light is not working, you don't call an electrical engineer, right? You call someone who is regularly coming to your house to fix all this. So they are not that much educated, but they have practical knowledge about those wares, about those connections, about everything that is going into it. So they are practically doing it. So it is not connected with nature, but you can understand it in some way like that. Suppose like if you consider a forester who lives in the forest, they know more about forest, they have the practical experience about the forest, and one who is researching on forest or one who is studying about the forest in their books, they know only what the books say. They have a theoretical knowledge, and the practical knowledge, the real knowledge, how to survive in that forest, how to get the good of that forest, is known by the one who is living in there. So that's the thing what is Wordsworth talking about. So the major theme in the poem is appreciation of nature and the importance of practical learning. So what is the main theme of this poem, The Table's Turn, that Wordsworth is talking about? That is the appreciation of nature and importance of practical learning. Okay, now we will go into the poem deep and read the poem once, and then I will tell you about all the difficult words those are there and their meanings, and also I'll try to explain you about the poem, and then we will end the video. Okay. The Tables Turned by William Wordsworth. Up, up, my friend, and quiet your books, or surely you will grow double. Up, my friend, and clear your books. Why all this toil and trouble? The sun above the mountain's head, a freshening lustre mellow, through all the long green fields has spread. His first sweet evening yellow. Books, it's a dull and endless strife. Come, hear the woodland linnet. How sweet his music on my life. There's more of wisdom in it. And hark, how blithe the throstles sing. He too is no mean preacher. Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher. She has a world of ready wealth, our minds and hearts to bless. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by health, truth breathed by cheerfulness. One impulse from a vernal wood may teach you more of man, of moral evil and of good, than all the sages can. Sweet is the lore which nature brings our meddling intellect, misshapes the beauteous forms of things we murder to dissect. Enough of science and of art. Close up those barren leaves. Come forth and bring with you a heart that watches and receives. In this poem, we see the first paragraph says, "Up, up, my friend, and quiet your books." Like, get up, my friend, and close your book, quiet your book, make your book silent. Or surely you will grow double, or you will like grow double means like you will grow fat, not in the literal sense you will grow fat, but you will be so much burden, so much heavy that it we will grow double in your mind, like that, like too much of knowledge. Okay. Up, up, my friend, and clear your looks. Means when you are studying and too much reading and also you are not caring about your looks, and also care about your looks, clear your looks, get freshen up. Okay. Up, up, my friend, and clear your looks. Why all this toil and trouble? Why are you taking all this trouble? Now, what is the meaning of toil? Toil means work extremely hard, or hard work. Okay. So, why are you doing all this hard work and trouble? Why all this toil and trouble? The sun above the mountain's head are freshening luster mellow. See the sun that has come above the mountain's head. What a freshening luster mellow. So what is luster? Luster means soft shine, and mellow means pleasantly soft or soothing. So a freshening luster mellow, the beauty that you can see when the sun has come above the mountain's head. What a luster and mellow, the soft shine of the sun, and the pleasant and soothing and the soft beauty. Okay. Through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet evening yellow. So what we can understand that it's getting evening, like the sun is getting down, it's not rising, it's setting. Okay. So the sun above the mountain's head, a freshening luster mellow. Through all the long green fields had spread his first sweet evening yellow. So when the evening is coming, okay, the first glance of it, like the dusk, okay, that time over the fields, the long green fields, imagine the long green fields, and that those rays are just getting down on his sweet evening yellow. Beautifully the sun is getting down and those rays have become yellow, and those are spreading all over those greeny fields, and that is looking beautiful. Books, it's a dull and endless drive. Now, after that beautiful imagination of the mountains and of the sun setting and the long green fields and the yellow lights over it, if you think about books, oh my god, books. It's a dull and endless strife. What is the meaning of strife? Strife is trouble or difficulty of any kind. Okay, so books, it's a dull and endless strife. Come, hear the woodland linnet. Now he's saying books are dull, like come here, the woodland linnet. Woodland linnet means it's in the fields, it's in the greenery. Okay, so in the woodland, the linnet is singing. Okay, how sweet his music on my life. There's more of wisdom in it. He sees he gets some wisdom from that song. He gets the real knowledge from that song, from the sweet voice of the linnet. Like it teaches him about the nature, about the life, about the beauty, about the experience. Those are real. And hark, how blithe the throstles sing. Now, what is blithe? What is the meaning of blithe? Blithe means happy and carefree. And hark, how blithe the throstles sing. Now listen how beautifully that, how carefree in manner that throstle sings. He too is no mean preacher. He is nothing less than the linnet. He's also someone. Okay, he's also preaching a very good thing. Come forth into the light of things. Come on, come in this light of things. Don't be there inside those books, dull and dark and everything. Come forth into the light of things. Come forth into the light of this beautiful thing. Let nature be your teacher. Make your teacher the nature. Okay? She has a world of ready wealth. Wordsworth is saying that nature has a world of ready wealth. It's full of wealth, it's beauty, it's beautiful. Our minds and hearts to bless. With that wealth, it blesses our heart, it blesses our mind. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by health. It gives us healthy, it gives us wisdom, the real one. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by health. Truth breathed by cheerfulness. The reality is breathed by cheerfulness, happiness. One impulse from a vernal wood may teach you more of man, of moral evil and of good, than all the sages can. Consider all the sages on one side and consider a vernal wood. A wood, like, okay, vernal wood is like a characteristic of the fresh, real, okay, wood. One impulse from a vernal wood. If you get the impulse, if you get that connection, if you get that vibe from that wood, it may teach you more of man. It will teach you more of a man. It will give the knowledge about the man, about the human beings, of the world, more of moral evil and of good, what is bad. That knowledge will get from there, rather than all the sages can. Like, a sage can tell you so many things, so give you so many knowledge, but a real impulse from that beautiful wood can teach you more of the good and bad of the evils of the man, good and bad of the human being, I mean man. Sweet is the lore which nature brings. How sweet is the lore. Lore is traditional knowledge, okay? Sweet is the lore which nature brings. Our meddling intellect misshapes the beauteous forms of things. Like, when we want to know too much about something, now it gets distorted. Misshapes the beauteous forms of things. It gets distorted. The beauty of the things get distorted. It gets misshaped. It gets deformed. We murder to dissect. What is dissect? Analyze in minute details. We murder the beauty of the thing in a urge, in a want of knowing it deeply or minutely. So, sweet is the lore which nature brings. Feel it, understand it. But what we do other than this, rather than doing that, what do we do? Our meddling intellect. We want to know, we want to go deep. Misshapes the beauties, forms of things. We murder to dissect. We murder that beauty to know deep, to dissect and know what is inside it. Enough of science and art. Close up those barren leaves. Come forth and bring with you a heart that watches and receive. Watch and receive. The major theme is appreciation of nature. Watch the nature. The importance of practical learning. Know it practically. So that is what our Wordsworth is trying to say in this beautiful poem, and I think you all understood it really well, and I hope you never forget. You can listen to this video, or you can also take the text, sit it in front, write down the meanings that you don't understand, that I have already explained, and I hope you will never forget this poem again. So, love you all. Bye bye. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And don't forget to show your love to this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe.